The floods of 2019 bring hit after hit.
It's devastating. I mean, you look around and everybody's basically homeless, doesn't have anywhere to go.
It starts with ice jams and turns into a crisis when rescuers need rescuing.
We're up against some pretty grim realities.
The National Guard and others step in, getting people out of their water-filled homes.
It makes you feel helpless, like there's nothing really you can do, and you just kind of watch and see what happens.
And through all the hardship, the community shows its strength.
It's just amazing how the people come together. You don't even have to ask them. They show up.
Tonight, a look back at the damage and how Nebraska and Iowa are rising from the waters. Hello and welcome to this KETV News Watch 7 special chronicle, Rising from the Waters. I'm Rob McCartney.
I'm Julie Cornell. The stunning video and images can't be forgotten. Cities and towns in Nebraska and Iowa surrounded by water. First responders rescuing those trapped in their homes. From Niobrara to Percival, we take a look at how Nebraska and Iowa banded together to rise from the waters. It was called a 100-year flood, and it was too much for many local levees. One after another failed. The waters just too fast and too high. Well, this video shows the Platte breaching the Union levee between Fremont and Valley. It flooded that whole area, leading to evacuations. Just after that, we went there, seeing the Army Corps of Engineers rushing to fill the breach. And last week, we went back to get an update on that levee and others in the area.
So last year here, we had an overtopping failure that took out this section of the dike and caused a couple large scour holes on either side that we're going to be repairing this year.
And what is a scour hole?
The scour hole is where the water comes through and it scours out the material of that area and transports it downriver. So this is the Platte River off to our left, and it flooded this whole area behind us between Fremont and Valley.
And why did it come this way?
You know, I think it had to do with some ice jams, the geometry of the river, a number of factors. That this was just one part that was overtopping. It got through the turf, got through the clay, and just scoured out the entire section.
When we were here last year, there was a lot of work going on here. You can still see there was a breach. It is significantly different now. What has happened between then and now?
So between then and now, after the initial failure, we worked hand in hand with the sponsor and some emergency contracts, and this was one of the first breaches that we got closed. Since then, we've been going through the process, getting the design done. We're still acquiring the real estate we need to complete these repairs, but once we get that, we're going to be moving out and getting the construction for the final rehab done.
So what has to happen now?
We're going to bring it back up to the full level of protection it was originally designed for. In this particular repair, we're going to be filling in both scour holes and tying in the levee with the natural blanket of the surrounding area.
If we got flooding between now and when that happens, would this be able to hold?
This will hold for a 25-year flood. The important thing is with Mother Nature, we design something we think is going to hold, but Mother Nature sometimes has other plans. So as long as Mother Nature works out, we should be fine.
Good. Are you expecting her not to?
You know, I can't comment on that. I don't know what she's going to do.
And now we're here with Brett Budd with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And Brett, you oversee the whole system basically for the area, if you will. Can you give me an overview? How are we doing?
Overall, we're doing really well. Compared to where we were a year ago when the flood started to where we are today, I would have never fathomed we were able to make as much progress as we have to date. In Missouri and Iowa, we've got the levee systems up to full height, so we're in good shape. All the breaches are filled on the levee systems we're working on the Missouri River. We've got a contract awarded for Ames Dike, which has a breach that'll be filled within the next 30 days. That levee breach should be fixed. So far, we've closed 26 breaches. We've got 6 to go, with one of them being Ames Dike. There's a levee system 536, which is the southernmost levee in the Omaha district on the Missouri River. That system we'll try to have under contract later this spring.
Do people, do you think, understand the magnitude of the destruction?
No.
How do you convince them that? I mean, this has been a while. Some people may be out of sight, out of mind now.
It is, and for us, the news kind of dies down after the flood gets done, and I think that's a good sign for us. You know, we're doing our job. We're doing well. It's a fantastic team we've got going. One of the underappreciated folks is levee sponsors. People see this, they think the Corps owns the levees, and we don't. You know, the levee sponsors do, and they're an integral part of what we do. So when we talk about getting real estate, so like at Union Dike here, we need real estate. That's the levee sponsor's responsibility to get us real estate, get us access to the land, get us borrow material. So sand and clay that we use for repairing the levee sponsor provides that.
So we're right here at the beginning of March. We're at the beginning of the flood season. How do we look for this flood season of 2020?
We're at a high level of risk, you know, throughout this flood season. Until the levees are totally fixed, there is a lot of risk involved being behind a levee. None of our repairs so far, especially in the Missouri River, are permanent. So heed caution.
For 4 days in 2019, the city of Fremont became an island.
Sandwiched between the Elkhorn and the Platte Rivers, no traffic could get in or out.
KETV News Watch 7's Nick Amatangelo returns nearly a year later to see how the community is healing from those wounds.
If I can't get home, they can't get out. And so, you know, it was concern of how much worse is it going to get, and I'm not there.
Nearly 1 year ago, we interviewed Elise Brandt on Dodge Street, shortly after it was closed. She had gone to Omaha in the morning, and by the afternoon, couldn't get back into Fremont. It took 3 days and a 4.5-hour drive to be reunited with her family.
The only place to get across to get back to Fremont was to go clear up and around to Beamer, Nebraska, and down. We took some county roads and some questionable roads, but I made it home.
In Fremont, the town banded together to limit the damage.
We got monumental support from our community, and it was everybody. It was all walks of life.
A year later, Fremont Mayor Scott Getchman says the city is still recovering from the historic flood.
Well, we still have homes. We still have some folks that said they're done, and it was probably easier for them to walk away. I would say 90% of the homes have been repaired.
But cleanup efforts hit a snag this year. An ice jam on the Platte River in February undid repairs made to a levee at the Fremont Rod and Gun Club.
Water will do whatever it wants to do, but when it's flowing and it has the pressure that it has, that pressure swirled right through and broke through all that sand.
Getchman says the work done in the last few weeks is the first step to keeping the town dry for good.
We want to make sure that over time we can solve this problem once and for all.
In Fremont, Nick Amatangelo, KETV News Watch 7.
Well, right now, nearly 75% of Pacific Junction's population hasn't returned. And from this video, you might be able to tell why. Some families are still waiting to make a decision. And as KETV News Watch 7's Molly Bernard reports, the town's future is still in question.
Sunday, March 17th, 2019 is a date forever saved in the minds of Pacific Junction residents.
The water was on that side of the tracks coming this way.
A lot of that stuff is kind of a blur, you know, because it happens so fast.
That first wave of water bringing more than 6 feet into town. By Wednesday, water levels sat between 9 and 11 feet.
And we've been rebuilding ever since. Right here.
Inside Mayor Andy Young's home, a wind chime still marks how high the water rose.
You got to look at the bright side as you go, otherwise it gets too demoralizing.
Gary Parham wasn't always certain he wanted to move back to his hometown.
Yeah, there was at time. Didn't want to go through it again, but I think we'll be good. I hope, you know, I don't think we'll see that much water again.
But now Gary is committed and waiting for work to be finished on his new home. Others, however, likely won't return. More than 140 homes are on FEMA's buyout list.
And we're going to go from about 475 down to 60, 80.
Young says there are some families waiting until the end of this flood season to make a final decision, but it will still likely be 2 or 3 more years before the town will know if it will stay incorporated. Reporting in Pacific Junction, Molly Bernard, KETV News Watch 7.
Down Interstate 29 in Fremont County, a levee breach north of Percival caused multiple rounds of flooding that led to the closure of Highway 2 and I-29. Well, that's where KETV Newswatch 7's Sean Everson met a farmer who spent decades farming the land along the river.
We had it down to where people had their basements pumped out, cleaned out, drywall taken out, and now we have another foot of water or two in Percival again.
In spring of 2019, we met fifth-generation farmer David Luth on the flooded roads outside Percival. Water surrounded his home, and his fields looked like lakes. Luth and his daughter Lacey could only get to their property by kayaking. Little by little, the water receded.
This event really isn't over until we get these levees fixed.
We were with Luth as the levee breach north of Percival underwent repairs during the summer months, and in the winter when the river level dropped enough to assess the damage on his land feet from the Missouri.
All the way along this riverbank now, we've got areas like this that the bank is unstable now.
Closing in on the one-year anniversary of the historic flooding, there's improvement. Luth is working on a field that he hasn't touched since fall of 2018.
I'm optimistic, probably more so because after doing the tillage with the disking on the ground, I'm finding out that the damage from the flood isn't as extreme as what I thought.
His daughter is helping too and taking advantage of mild weather. After a year of flooding and plenty of patience, they're ready to plant again.
That how devastating it seems, it's not all lost. That with hard work and perseverance, you can get back and recover, and that's where we're at today.
In Percival, Sean Everson, KETV News Watch 7.
Bellevue also took a hit. Flooding forced hundreds of families out of their homes.
Now, the waters destroyed properties like Paradise Lakes and Green Acres, so much so that now Paradise Lakes will be demolished. But Jim Risto with the city says they learned how to work with other agencies to make sure they're prepared for another flooding event.
Sarpy County Emergency Management keeps us updated as far as potential weather events and water flow that's coming out of Gavin's Point and the like. John Winkler from NRD is absolutely fantastic to work with, so things that are going to impact our community, he's quick to alert us, keep us on the fly to make sure if anything is significant coming our way, that we're ahead of the game.
As for Offutt Air Force Base, last year I got an exclusive look inside the damage in the 55th Wing headquarters. Buildings, runways destroyed. Risto says repairs are on the way.
They took a pretty significant hit on the east side of the base, so quite a few structures there that sat underwater for quite some time. Those all have to be demolished and rebuilt, but they've got the federal funding for that, so I think that's a good sign for them to move forward.
And this video shows what that area looks like now. Dry, but the sandbags still surround some buildings while debris and other damage sits outside.
Still ahead in this half hour, the floods devastated so many communities in Nebraska and Iowa.
But could it have been prevented in Ashland? You're watching Chronicle Rising from the Waters.